Now the next topic is relational and ER models. And in relational and ER models, we will discuss about the different components of relational model, that is domains, attributes, tuple, relations, keys, then relational constraints like domain constraint, key constraint, integrity constraints, then relational algebra like basic set operation, Cartesian product and relational operation, and ER models, that is entity relationship models. Now first of all, what is relation? Relation is a table, or you can say relation is a collection of rows and columns. These are the rows, or you can say record, which contains multiple fields, that is A101, branch name downtown, and balance 500. The combination of these three fields in a particular record can be known as tuple, or it can be known as record, or it can be known as row. Vertically, if we consider, it is column, or you can say it is a field, it is an attribute of a particular table, that is account number, branch name, and balance. These are the three attributes of this particular relation, and these three attributes have different values associated in it. Now, attribute types. Each attribute of a relation has a name. For example, if we talk about this attribute, then it has a name, account number. If we talk about this attribute, then it has branch, it is named with branch name, and this third one attribute is balance. Set of allowed values for each attribute is called domain of that value. Means in this attribute, the values that we can enter, means the allowed values and the range of values from which we can pick the value to enter in this attribute can be known as, or can be called as, domain of that particular attribute. And the attribute values are required to be atomic. That means, for example, the value of attribute can be account number but cannot be sets of account number, means which cannot be break down into different units. Then the special value null is a member of every domain. In every domain there is a special value, that is null value, which could be there in every domain. Next is relational schema. Schema refers to the structure of the relation, and if we talk about the schema of a relation, the schema of relation includes the attribute definition, that is the name and type of the attribute. For example, if we talk about this attribute, then the name is account number and the type is text. Text means which contain alphabets as well as number and as well as special symbol called hyphen. If we talk about second attribute, then the name of the second attribute is branch name, which contains the information on in text only. And the third attribute has balance, is known as balance in this table, and the type of attribute is numbers. Then integrity constant. The second part of schema is integrity constant, means different checks or different constants that you can apply on a particular relational schema or particular relational structure. Next is relation instance. The current values of a relation are specified by a table. The current values are also known as the relation instance of a relation, and they are specified by a table. Now, these are the field name, or you can say attribute name. These four are tuples, or you can say rows, or you can say records of the particular relation. Now, if we talk about the database consists of multiple relations and information about an enterprise is broken up into different parts, or broken up into different parts with each relation storing one part of the information. For example, if we talk about accounts department, then it will use the information about accounts. If we talk about depositor, then which customer owns which account, and if we talk about customer, then the customer should be have information about the other customers. Next is keys. If we create a table, for example in this diagram we create a table and there are total 3 fields in this table. Now there are different type of key fields or different type of keys available in a table, or you can say there are different types of keys to identify different parts of the table. There are different types of keys. For example, if we take different types of keys, and there can be primary key, there can be candidate key, there can be composite key, there can be secondary key, and there can be alternate key. Firstly, we will discuss about the primary key. What is primary key? Primary key is a unique identifier through which you can easily identify any of the record of the relation or of a table. Now if we want to take example of a primary key, then we can take roll number as a primary key, because roll number cannot contain duplicate value, or the 2 students doesn't have the same roll number. Means the roll number can serve as a unique identifier, so it is known as primary key. But there must be some conditions for the primary key, that the primary key could not contain null values, the primary key could not be duplicate, and the primary key should be unique identifier for the particular table or particular relation. Now next is candidate key. Now what is candidate key? Candidate means all the keys which can serve as primary key can be known as candidate key. For example, if we have students table, and in that database we have students roll number, student name, student contact number, address, and so on. Then roll number is a unique identifier, and contact number can also be unique of every student. Then we can make roll number as well as contact number of a student as a primary key. Means these 2 are the candidates that can become a primary key. But from these 2 fields, one is selected. For example, roll number is selected as primary key, and the remaining, that is contact number, is alternate key, which can be an alternative of a primary key. Next is composite key. Now what is composite key? When we doesn't have a single field which can serve as a primary key, then 2 or more fields are joined to create a primary key or to create a key field. Then this is known as composite key. Means when 2 or more fields are combined to form a particular key field, composite key is used. Now primary key is done, candidate key is done, composite key is done, and alternative key is done. Next is secondary key. Now see, from students table we create roll number as a primary key, contact number is an alternative of the primary key, means it is a candidate key, and which is alternative of roll number key, which can be an alternative of primary key, and the remaining is name and address. These are the secondary keys, means which are not primary keys. Next is foreign key. Now what is foreign key? The primary key of one table becomes the foreign key of another table if we join two tables on the basis of a particular key field. For example, if we have two tables such as employee table and department table. Employee table has employee ID, employee name and salary. Means employee table has total 3 fields, that is employee ID, employee name and salary. And department table contains department ID, department name, designation, and to link these tables employee ID is here. Means on the basis of employee ID is the primary key of EMP table and it becomes the foreign key of department table. If we have employee table and employee table, we have employee ID, employee name and salary. And if we have one more table, that is department table, and if it has department ID, department name, designation and employee ID. Means these are two different tables, that is employee table and department table. Here the employee ID is primary key and in department table the department ID is the primary key of department table. Now the primary key of employee table becomes the foreign key of another table, and on the basis of the foreign key we link the two tables, that is employee table and department table. And the relational schema may have an attribute that corresponds to the primary key of another relation, as I told you, and the attribute is called a foreign key. For example, customer name and account number, attribute of depositor are foreign keys to customer and account respectively. Next is relational constants. First is domain constant, second is key constant, and third one is integrity constant. Now, what is domain constant? Domain constant, according to domain constant, the foreign key can hold the values or can store the values or can take the values from the domain of its constant, from the domain of its particular table. जैसे कि for example, if we take two tables, that is employee table and department table, the department table contains the foreign key which joins the employee table and department table. Then the foreign key of employee table, it means the foreign key, that is EMP ID, can store the values or can take the values from the EMP ID of employee table. Means if the employee ID of employee table contains the values from 1 to 10, then the department table employee ID will also contain the values from 1 to 10 only. Means it cannot take any other value from the domain of its value, because the domain of primary key is the total values available in the primary key of other table. Next is key constant, which tells that each primary key or a primary key of the table cannot contain null value or the primary key cannot be null, or the values of the primary key cannot store null values or zero values, or they cannot accept the duplicate values. This is all about the keys of the database. Now the next topic is fundamental operation in relational algebra. Some of the fundamental operations of relational algebra are selection, projection, union, set difference, Cartesian product and join. These are the fundamental operations of the relational algebra. First is selection, and select operator is sigma symbol and it is used to select the tuples that meet this particular condition. Means it is required to check the particular condition and retrieve the records according to that particular condition. The syntax for using the selection is sigma, then selection condition, and R is here the relation name. Next is projection. Projection is used to select the particular set of attribute. In selection, we use a selection operator, or you can say select operator, to choose a particular rows, and to choose a particular column, projection operation is used. And for projection operation, the symbol of pi is used to choose the attribute from a relation. Here there is a table, that person, which contains ID, name and address and hobby. If you want to select only the name and hobby, then the command will be name pi name comma hobby, because pi symbol, or you can say projection symbol, is used to select particular columns. That is, we have to specify the name of the column, that is name and hobby, and from which table you want to access these columns are person table. Similarly, if we want to apply conditions in this, then the condition can be specified by select operation, that is select hobby equals to stem from person. Means where the hobby value equals to stem, that is first record, will be selected from the person table. Next is union. Union is denoted by the symbol U, and it includes all the tuples that are in R or in S, eliminating the duplicate values. For example, in this table R and this table S, there are total 9 values, and these values will be, if we find out the union of R and S, then all the values will be in new table, that is R union S. But if any variable occurs 2 times, then it is eliminated in case of union operation. Next is set difference operation. Set difference is also known as the minus operation, which includes only the tuple of one relation that are not present in the other relation, and it is denoted by the minus symbol. For example, if you want to find out the S difference R, it will present all the values of S which are not present, all the values of R which are not present in the S. For example, A is present in S, then it is eliminated, B is eliminated, A will be covered in R difference S, because A is present in this table but is not present in table S. Similarly, D is present in both the tables. Then F is present in table R but not in S, so F is considered. Then E is present in both the tables, then E is not considered. This is wrong. E will not be considered. Next is S difference R. If you want to perform the S difference R, means it includes only those rows of S which are not present in R. Means it includes only C and other symbol sorry, E is present in R and S both, so E is not included in this table. Next is intersection operation, and the intersection operation on a relation is symbolized by the R positive S. Means this is the sign of intersection operation, which includes a tuple that are only in R or only in S. For example, if you want to find out the R intersection S, means it includes only that tuples which are common in both of them. It means A and D, which are common in both of the relation, are represented by the intersection operation. Next is Cartesian product. It creates a relation that has all the attributes of R and S, and it allows all the attainable combination of tuples from R and S in the result. Means A1 is multiplied by this A1, which is written as follows. Then A1 will be multiplied by C2, A1 will be multiplied by D3, and A1 E4. Similarly, B2 A1, B2 C2, B2 D2, and B2 E4. In this way, the Cartesian product can be found out very easily by using the Cartesian product method. Next is join. Join operation is denoted by this symbol and is used to compound similar types from two relations into longer tuples. And join operation generally the cross product of two relations. For example, the notation R join, then join condition S. Then it joins the condition, or it joins the two tables, that is R and S, on the particular join condition specified here. Now there are two types of join, that is natural join or outer join. Natural join means the join involves an equality test and thus often described as an equijoin. But in equijoin, if there are duplicate records and these records are repeated, but in natural join, if we want to eliminate the duplicacy, then we can use the natural join. An outer join can be categorized into three categories, that is left outer, right outer, and full outer join. Left outer means it keeps the data from the left hand table, right outer means it keeps the data from the right hand corner or from the right hand table, and full outer means we keeps the data from both the tables. Here there are two tables, R and S. If we perform R left outer join, it means it will contain the data of left table and if you want to perform the right outer, and if you give a command like R right outer join, then it will result this output. And in full outer join, all the records are included from both the tables. This is the relational algebra functions, that is union, intersection, and after union, intersection, Cartesian product, and outer join, that is left outer, outer, right outer, and full outer joins. Next topic is ER diagrams. Now what is the use of ER diagram, or what is ER diagram? Is entity relationship diagram, in which the relationship between entities are described with the help of, or are described by the graphical symbols in ER diagram, that is entity relationship diagram. And it is proposed in 1976 by Peter Chin, and it is widely used in database design to represent the conceptual level of database and describe the things and the relationship in the high level. Next is basic concepts in the ER diagram. First of all, you must have the knowledge about the entities. Entity means any object which have some attributes, which have some characteristics and behavior. Entity set means abstraction of similar things. For example, cars, students, these are the abstraction of similar things. And entity set can contain many entities. Next is attribute. Attribute means the properties of the entities of the entity set. For example, if student is entity, then the properties of student can be student name, student roll number, student course, student class, and so on. The relationship specifies the association between two or more entities. The association between two or more entities can be known as relationship. You can see the example of ER diagram. Here there are two entities. First is customer and second is loan. The entities are represented in rectangular box. Here there are two entities, that is loan and customer. Now the customer can have attribute like customer ID, customer name, customer street, customer city. And similarly, loan can have attribute like amount, loan number. And the relationship can be described with the help of diamond box, that customer, borrower, loan. Next is relationship. It can be thought of as an association between different components. For example, the entity set M, that is Mike, Jake, Tom, and entity set F, Mary, Kate. The relationship set married between M and F will be Mike, Mary, Tom, Kate, etc. Here the relationship is represented by a mathematical relation among n greater than 2 elements or 2 entities. Now it is a relation. There are different types of relations or different types of association between two or more than two entities. For example, one to one, one to many, many to one, and many to many. For example, if we talk about the first record, it has one-to-one relationship with first record. Then second, it has many to many relationship, or you can say one to many. This is one to many, this is many to one. Many to one. Similarly, there is one-to-one relationship between different entities. You can see here one-to-many relation, one-to-many relation, again one-to-one relation, one-to-many relation, one-to-one, and again one-to-one. Similarly, one-to-one relation, one-to-one, one-to-one, one-to-many, one-to-many, and again one-to-many. Now, how we can calculate the degree of relationship? The degree of relationship can be calculated or by the number of entity sets that participate in the particular relation. And the cardinality can be 1 to 1. For example, the association between a particular type of automobile with a particular type of engine. The association between engine and automobile is 1 to 1. 1 to many means student can enroll in many courses. Then 1 to many. Many to 1 means subordinates and supervisor, or subordinates and superior, or employees and director. The many to one and many to many means courses and student. One students can take admission in more than one courses, and in one course there can be many students. This is one-to-one and one-to-many relationship in a graphical form. A1 is associated with B1, A2 is associated with B2, A3 is associated with B3, similarly A4 is associated with B4. And in second one, A1 is associated with B1 and B2, A2 is associated with B3 and B4, and A3 is associated with B5 only. Next is many to one. You can see the many to one relation, that is A1 and A2 both are associated with B1. Similarly A3 is associated with B2 and A4 and A5 are associated with the B3. This is many to one. And if we talk about many to many, then A1 is associated with B2 and A1 is also associated with B1. Similarly A2 is associated with B1. A3 is associated with B3 and it is also associated with B4, and A4 is associated with B3. This is many to many relation. Here you can see one to many relation, customer, borrower, loan. If we talk about many to one, then customer, borrower, loan. Many to many relationship can also exist there. Alternative cardinality specification means you can specify the cardinality by particular representation method, particular specification method, like 0 to many and 1 to 1. Next is total participation. What is the meaning of total participation? When we require an entity to participate in a relation, then we use double lines to specify that particular entity. In this, every loan have to have at least one customer. So there is a total participation. We use double lines to specify the total participation of a particular entity in a relationship. Next is self-relationship. Sometimes the entities in the entity set may relate to the other entities of the same set, and thus it is self-relationship. For example, in this diagram here, the employees manage some other employees. Then the label manager and worker are called roles of the self-relationship because the employee manages some other employees. Some more example of self-relationship are parent and children, manager and employee, husband, wife, and word to word is root and synonym. Now what is attribute? Attribute means through which we can identify a particular entity, or we can say with the help of attribute we can identify, or we can define a particular type of entity. Each entity has some set of attributes. The attribute may be composite attribute, may be multi-valued attribute, and may be derived attribute. And to present these type of attributes are different in different terms. Now what is composite attribute? Composite attribute is which is a collection of more than one value. For example, if we talk about name, name is a combination of first name and last name, then it is composite attribute. If we talk about multi-valued attribute, then multi-valued attribute is represented in double ellipse, and multi-valued attribute means an attribute which can have more than one value. For example, if we talk about contact number, any person can have more than one contact number. Similarly, if we talk about skills as an attribute, then every person has more than one skills, then this is multi-valued attribute. And derived attribute means the attribute which derive its values from the other attribute. For example, on the basis of basic salary, DA and HRA is calculated, all the allowances are calculated on the basis of basic salary. So these allowances are derived attribute because they derive the value from their basic salary attribute. Here is example of ER diagram that customer is an entity. Customer have phone number, date of birth, age is derived attribute. Then customer ID. Then address can be city, state and zip code. Street can be street name, street number, apartment. Customer name can be first name and last name and middle initial. Now we have already talked about the primary key and candidate keys. What are the candidate key which can serve as primary key, and what are the primary keys which are the unique identifier or on the basis of which you can uniquely identify the different entities. Here author, name, birthday, description, death. Name, birthday, description, death are the attributes of entity name author. Next is ternary relationship. Ternary means when a relationship or when three entities are participated in a relationship. For example, employee works on branch, or job, employee works on job and employee works on branch. This is a example of ternary relationship. Employee have employee ID, employee name, street and city. Similarly, branch have branch name, branch city and assets, and job have title and level. All the primary keys are underlined with a particular line to identify the primary key of each entity. The primary key is underlined in this way. For example, in branch name is primary key, in job title is primary key, and in employee ID is primary key. Now designing ER diagram. If we have to design a database for an online reservation system for microscope in material sciences lab, then there are two types of users. First is microscope administrator and microscope end users, and each microscope is located in specific lab, and each request is assigned to a administrator who can authorize or deny the request. Using of some of the microscope requires the presence of an administrator, and time is divided into 1 hour slots. Each reservation can only take 1 or more time slots. Means while designing any ER diagram, we must notice some of the things, like while designing an ER diagram, firstly we have to specify the entities included in a particular entity relationship diagram. Firstly we have to identify the entities, then we have to find out the attributes of that particular entity through which we can identify that particular entity, and after identifying the attributes of the entities, next step is to relate different entities by using the relationship or by setting the association between two or more entities. Next is weak entity set. Now what is weak entity? Weak entity means the existence of which depends on the other entity is known as weak entity. Means any entity whose existence depends on the existence of another entity is known as weak entity. For example, if we talk about marks, or if we take marks as an entity, then if there exists any student, only then the marks can exist. So marks is a weak entity whose existence depends on the existence of the student entity. And to denote the weak entity, double rectangle is used, and to represent the weak entity relationship, double diamond is used, and dashed underscore for discriminator is used. Next, some of the notations that are used in entity sets are: first is rectangle to represent an entity set, circle is used to represent the attribute. Then double rectangle is used to represent the weak entity set, and double circle is used to present the multi-valued attribute. Similarly, if we want to show the relationship set, then diamond box is used. Double diamond box is used to identifying the relationship set for weak entity set. Then the circle in oval, if we want to present any attribute, then we use simple circle, and the primary key is underlined. Derived attribute is represented by dashed circle, and if we represent total participation of entity set, then double lines are used, and for discriminating attribute of weak entity set, dashed line is used. Now there are different notations for relationship. Many to many relationship is shown in this way. Many to one relationship, one to one relationship, cardinality, limits from one to a particular limit is a relationship, that is specialization and generalization. Total generalization is shown in this diagram, and this is for role indicator, to define the role of a particular person. Then this is the question for the ER diagram for the online music store, and the database will contain some concepts like songs, artists, bands, albums, genres, and you have to state the ER diagram to represent the online music store, which contain these attributes or these entities. Firstly, you have to identify the entities, then you have to mention the attributes of different entities, then you have to relate these entities in different ways. This is all about the ER diagrams. You can see an ER diagram of employee management system, in which employee is an entity which have some characteristics like gender, salary, address, name can be first name, last name, employee supervision, employee supervise, and it can be supervisor, and then employee manage department, or you can say department manage employee. Department has name, department has number, and department has locations. One department has multiple locations, so this is shown in multi-valued attribute. Then department controls project, and employee works on project. There is total participation, so it is shown by using double lines. Employee depends on, dependent depends on employee. Dependent is a weak entity, so it is represented by double rectangle box. Dependent depends of employee, and dependent have some attributes like name, gender, birth date, and relationship. This is the ER diagram of employee, department, project, and dependent, in which multi-valued attributes are displayed, primary keys are displayed, total dependency, cardinalities are shown.